Archana Patel from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication welcomes you to the session of Power Electronics. Today I am going to discuss about Unit 4, that is inverters, with topic PWM inverter. So let's start the session. So in this case, generation of the sinusoidal pulse width modulation will be decided by the comparator. So for this, the modulation index of the pulse width modulation will be given by the equation, that is peak amplitude of modulating signal divided by the peak amplitude of carrier signal. If you write in terms of symbol, then you can write like peak amplitude of modulating signal is AM and peak amplitude of carrier signal is AC. So it is a ratio of AM upon AC for modulation index of pulse width modulation. Next one is the carrier frequency ratio. So for the carrier frequency ratio, it is given by the frequency of carrier signal means FC and frequency of modulating signal means FM. So for the carrier frequency ratio, it is given by the FC upon FM. So in this case, the generation of the sinusoidal pulse width modulation can be possible with this diagram. Here you can see that at the input side, the two signals are given, that is triangular wave and the second one is a sine wave. Here sine wave will be taken as a reference signal and the triangular wave is taken as a one carrier signal. So both of the signals are given to the comparator. Now what happened at the output side, that at the output side the sine wave is compared with the triangular wave signal, means if the amplitude of sine wave is more compared to the triangular one, then the output frequency will be higher or output signal will be generated. But if the amplitude of the sine wave is lower compared to the triangular wave, then the output frequency of lower amount of generated or not generated. So that's why at the last this output is given to the triangular pulse generator, because the triangular pulse decides the number of pulses in the system. So that's why the triangular pulse generator is there and lastly the trigger pulses is there. So in short, each time the sine wave is compared with the triangular wave, and if it is higher then it will be passed, if it is lower then it will not be passed. So this is the case of the sinusoidal pulse width modulation. Now for this, the second one is the modified version of sinusoidal pulse width modulation. So for this, we have taken the case of the pulse width close to the peak of the sine. Now in this case, the pulse width close to the peak of the sine are not changed, means the pulse width for the middle portion of the sine, when the amplitude of sine wave is maximum, is not get changed. So in this case, we can say that there is some angle, means either we can take the 40-degree case or 60-degree case or 120-degree case. There is some angle when the pulses get changed, but at the middle point it will not get changed. So in this case, the change is applied at 0 to 60 degree and 120 to 180 degree, means in the middle portion there will not be any change. So in this case again we have taken two signals, reference signal and carrier signal. Again this is a modified version of the sinusoidal pulse width modulation. So we take the reference signal as a sine wave and carrier signal as a triangular wave. So it can be drawn like this. Here again you can see that the sine wave as a reference signal is given and triangular wave as a carrier signal is given. Here if you note the diagram, then the carrier signal is not applied in the middle portion of the waveform. Here you can see that this is the middle portion of the negative half cycle and this is the upper portion of the positive half cycle. So in both the cases the triangular pulses are not given. Now the number of pulses decides the now the number of pulses are decided by the carrier signal. So number of triangular pulses gives us the number of pulses in the rectangular half. So here in this case, if you know both the output waveform, this one and this one, then you can say that in the positive portion as well as in the negative portion, the amount of sine wave is higher, it gives the more output, and in this case also, in this case it will be possible, but it will not be applied in between 260 degree to 120 degree. Here it will not be applied, and same way in the positive half cycle also. So this is the case of the modified version of the sinusoidal pulse width modulation. Here the magnitude of fundamental component is increased, is the major advantage of it, as well as the number of switching power devices are reduced, because in between the 120 degree to 180 degree it will not be applied, and that's why the switching of power, the requirement of the switching power devices are reduced in this case. If you note the harmonic profile, then it will be like this. In the harmonic profile, you can see that it is a graph of the voltage versus the modulation index. Modulation index is the case of the FM and FC. So here, if you note that it is linear for some point, and after that it will get the non-linear for the higher value of the RMS voltage as well as for the higher value of the modulation index. Now in this case, the major limitation is the case of the over-modulation. When we applied the higher value of modulation index, then it can say that the value of the modulating frequency gets higher. Means if we take the ratio of the modulation index like FM upon FC, then in this case the FM value is much higher. So if the modulated frequency is much higher, then we can get the more amount of modulation index, and it gets the non-linear graph. Means in this case the over-modulation should be avoided. So here, if we note that how the harmonic profile will get decided, so it can be decided by the frequency ratio. So the equation for it can be Fc upon Fo, means modulation index is equal to 6q up plus 3, and 6q plus 3, where q is the number of pulses, and number of pulses are decided by the carrier signal. So this is the case where the modulation index depends on the number of pulses, and one thing you should remember is over-modulation should be avoided, and for avoiding the over-modulation you should give the ratio of the modulation index should be as minimum as possible. Here in the now the last technique is phase displacement control. In this technique, to control the inverter output, if the load power requirement is higher, means if the load power requirement is higher, this technique should be used, and the inverter outputs are added at the secondary transformer. So for this, let's consider this figure. Here two inverters are connected with the two transformer 1 and here output voltage is generated by the summation of the secondary voltage, means V01 and V02. Here the total output voltage can be varied by the different phase angle. So let's see what is the effect of the phase angle on it, means when it gets maximum and when it gets minimum. So for this, let's consider this figure. Here in this figure, the two output voltages are shown, V01 and V02, and by summation of these vectors V01 and V02, we get the output voltage. So it gets minimum when 0 degree is there and 180 degree is there, and it gets minimum when it is 90 or 270 degree. So here, by varying the different amount of firing angle, or by varying the delay angle, because delay angle is the, if we first apply the V01 and after some time if you apply the V02, then there is some delay in between the V01 and V02. So here the output voltage can be get changed for this. So now if we compare the waveforms for this, so it will be seen like this. This is the output of inverter 1 and this is the output of inverter 2. So from this output voltage of V01 and V02, if we want the final output voltage, then final output voltage will be given by the summation of the first two. Means if you compare the first and second waveform, then it will be the 0 and negative. Means the addition of 0 and negative will give us the negative voltage. So that's why in the last final output it will be minus V. For the second one it will be the plus V and 0. So plus V and 0 means it gives us the plus V voltage. Same way in the third interval both the voltages are high, means V plus V. So it gives us the 2 times of the voltage. So this is how we can get the waveforms by addition of the output of each transformer. So this will be happen in case of the phase displacement. Here the role of the angle is also important. If the angle will change, then the polarity of voltage will be in opposite direction, and if the phase angle is positive, so it will be get added. So these are the end of the PWM type of classification. In the next session we will discuss about the current source type of inverters, that how it will be possible to get inverted voltage or by using the current source. So up to this, if you have any queries or doubt, you can ask me on my email ID. Thank you for watching.